Guys, what's going on? Welcome. It is the Tuesday night before the Daytona Show. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, so you know if it's Tuesday before the Daytona Show, it's time for Proper Royals Live. We got a Daytona Pre-Game episode party roundtable tonight. We got Jeremy Baud from Baud's Exotic Reptiles. We got Dale Richards from Constricted Reptiles and Steven from Leviathan Snakes. Courtney might be around. I'm not sure. I'll find out the status on that from Leviathan Snakes as well. I am Adam from Proper Royals. If we've not met before, we do this live show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And we keep the topic on ball pythons and reptiles. Sometimes we get some guests from, the fringe of the hobby or other reptiles, but by and large, it's all about the hobby and just kind of having a snake show for an hour, hour and a half every Tuesday night. Maybe we'll go a little longer tonight, maybe not. We'll see. These guys are busy. We got 2 vendors from Daytona and then 2 guests or attendees at Daytona, myself and Steven. We'll pick it all apart. I got to go quickly through the intro tonight. These guys, the time is I got to respect their time. So let's move it along. I got, let's see, coming up next week, I'm going to go solo, or maybe I'll have some special guests. I'll do a Daytona kind of post show. I can only imagine the overload from the experience of being there for 2 days and knowing a lot of people in the community now, catching up with some friends and colleagues. I got 3 pickups. 2 will be at Daytona. 1 I get in the mail this week. So that's going to be coming up next week. But so next week will be a solo show, or like I say, maybe I'll have some guests. Maybe I'll do like a guest correspondent. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's Adam post Daytona next week. The 30th, we got Jason Kittinger coming on the show. How cool was that? He's never done a podcast before. And it was really kind of a huge compliment. He was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to do this. And I think you're a good guy to do that. So we're going to, we'll have Jason on the show, Kittinger Reptiles. You know who I'm talking about. After that, what date is it? September 6th, Flawless Exotic Creations. I did a promo spot for them not too long ago. I don't know if you saw it or not. They've got like 23,000 followers on their crested geckos business. Flawless, I think it's called Flawless Crested Geckos. And they've jumped into the ball python hobby. And when I say jumped in, like, monstrous. It's going to be a very cool episode. They're also amazing people, very interesting, sweet couple. I'm interested in spending some time with them. Flawless Exotic Creations. And then looks like I got to confirm the date. We're figuring it out. And Byron's in the audience, but Byron from Sweet Serpents down in Tampa is going to come on the show. We'll iron it out probably sometime in September, but anyhow, he's coming up on the show. Awesome breeder that I met when I was vending with one of our guests this evening, Dale Richards at Constricted Reptiles down at the Tampa Repticon. And, Byron and I have kind of kept up with each other, and he's got some really cool stuff. So it's not always the big dogs. Sometimes, the average guy that we can all relate to comes on the show too. We're going to talk about the USARK Florida post that I saw on Instagram this afternoon. Holy smokes. I don't know how current it is. I don't know if it's just the algorithm feeding it to me now, if it's breaking news or not, but it's certainly been this week. We'll talk to the guys about that since 3 out of the 4 of us on the show tonight are from Florida. Let's get to the show. We got too much talent and content to get to screw around with me rambling on. So tonight we got Jeremy Baud from Baud's Exotic Reptiles. We got Dale Richards from Constricted Reptiles. And we got Steven and maybe Courtney from Leviathan Snakes up in Aiken, South Carolina. We'll all be at the Daytona Show. We hope to see you if you're going to be there. Let's get to it. All of these gentlemen have been on the show before. I'm fortunate enough, so let's welcome them all back to the Proper Royals stage. Boom. Cheers, everybody. Do you all speak? Is there a word, or you just wave?
How's it going?
Yeah, Jeremy, I see your nonsense. Okay.
How's it going, everybody?
Guys, it's good to have you all back. I really appreciate it. I'm really thankful for so much in this hobby and this community, but I really there's a couple people that be in the same conversation, but I couldn't be more thankful and lucky and have had more interactions with people than I've had with you three. You all have been about the best, closest things to mentors I've had, and I really appreciate it. Like I say, there's other people in that same conversation, but you guys are killer at the top. Steven was one of the first guests on the show. Jeremy, I think yours was the first facility I ever visited. And Dale was cool enough to like roll the dice and be like, yeah, sure, come vend with me for 2 days. Like, he didn't know what he was getting. I was stuck by his side for like 16 hours one weekend. Like, how cool was that, right? Anyhow,
I appreciated it.
And you came back on the show. So, look, where do you guys want to start? I got some notes. How about this? Since most people watching aren't vendors, they're probably interested in the vendors. What are you guys doing as far as preparation that goes into it? I mean, a show like this, I'm sure you're bringing your heat. Do you bring more animals to a show like this, or is it only specific animals, or how do you plan for this?
You got to let who you want to talk first.
All right, Jeremy, you're going to talk first. Man, you guys need a drink or something.
I only have one table. I don't have nearly as much stuff as Dale has. So, yeah, I just got one table. I'm just bringing 2 displays. Some of my better stuff that hasn't already sold yet. Some of the really good stuff seems to be hard to keep in, though. And I'm bringing the pectinatos. That's going to be a first time bringing any kind of lizards to the show.
Oh, cool. You're going to bring that's cool. The babies?
Yeah, the babies. I wasn't going to bring them, and I was talking to Steve, and he's like, man, if you're trying to move them, this is the show to do it.
Definitely.
And I got 33 of them. So I was like, well, I'll just bring like 10 of them. He goes, bring them all. You never know. Somebody with a store might, just take them all from you. So that's interesting. You got
that picture, I think it was on Instagram, but maybe Facebook or maybe both. You probably have them tied together like I do. But
I do.
They're all hanging on the screen, kind of vertical, looking up. Man, it's a great picture. That's them, right?
Those things are so funny too, man. Because you give them crickets at first, and I let me say Star Wars. I can't remember which episode it was, but it was Yoda with a lightsaber, and he's like bouncing off all the ceilings and doing flips and all that stuff. That's what these guys look like when you throw crickets in there. Like they'll jump and do like a backflip spin in midair and then land on the other side of the screen, and then you got another one trying to rip the cricket out of one other. I don't know. They're just funny to watch, man.
That's cool, man.
I've never hatched them before, so it's a brand new experience.
It's
cool. Go ahead.
What's the scope of like their size? Like, did you weigh them, or are they like palm size, or how big are they? It's hard to get a scope, like a sense of scope.
The hatchlings, probably a little bit bigger. I would say when they first come out of the egg, minus the tail because they got a really long tail, but they're like a Cuban anole, the brown Cuban anoles that you see outside all the time here in Florida.
Oh, that's tiny then.
Yeah, they're small.
Oh wow.
Okay. They were that small.
I didn't either.
They don't get very big. I would say without the tail, probably like, I don't know, like a foot long or something as an adult, but their tails are very long. So
are those the ones that turn black and white that you showed me?
Yeah.
So they're bright green now, and they'll go to like almost a pied, splotchy black and white.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to watch the color change on them too. Yeah, wow. They'll stay bright green probably for, if I can remember right, I could be wrong, but I want to say like 6 months, and then you'll see some of the green start to turn lighter, and then some spots of the green like start to get darker, and that's where you get the. Then every time they shed, that's when they do that color change.
I was going to bust your chops when you said that about Yoda. I was going to say this isn't a Warfel show, and sure enough, here's Warfel. That was episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. There, in case you're wondering, I have no idea what
that's what they remind of, because they're green, and you throw the crickets in, and they're like all doing somersaults and everything, like catching these crickets in midair. It's just funny. They're cool. So
Dale, how many now you do? Are you doing or tell us about your setup at at Daytona. What's your setup going to be this time? And I know sometimes you partner or sometimes you're doing dry goods, live goods. What do you have going on your setup this time?
Yeah, this weekend will just be the animals. So I got the 2 tables of animals. Basically the same amount of cases that I have at pretty much all the shows now.
Oh, cool. So you're down to 2 tables though, huh?
Yeah, so I'll just have the 2 full tables of animals, the 8 display cases, and then the 2 towers, and then I'll bring some extras to refill cases, or if somebody's looking for something specific, like if I have doubles of it or something, stuff like that.
Oh, I got you. Like
so,
you'll keep a backup stock, like not displayed.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever I can't fit in there, if I think it's something that might tie into a project that somebody's working or something like that, I'll go ahead and bring it. I'll just have a box full of animals and delis and stuff like that to hopefully replace a bunch that sell. So
man, I hope it's a big weekend for you. Are you paired up with George again? Are you next to him?
Yeah, so George has the end cap right there, and then I'll be the 2 tables off to the side of him, and then the guy that I was doing like the dry goods and all that kind of stuff, he'll be right next to me. But
cool.
I talked to him yesterday, and I kind of told him I was about ready to be done with that. So that'll be done towards the end of the year for the most part. I might still keep some of the thermostats and some of that stuff, small stuff, in stock, but as far as like the 8 tables or whatever,
I wasn't going to bring up that part of it, but since you did, and I won't dive. I realized that we had some conversations, but yeah, at Tampa, you were managing what? Was it 4?
So I had 6. Yeah, so he books all 8 tables, and then George gets when George does it. So George doesn't do Jacksonville with me. So I have 8 tables in Jacksonville, or 8 tables then when I do Raleigh or like Charlotte or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Tampa and Orlando, George bends. So I have 6 tables, and then George takes 2 of them.
Yeah. But so you got to be looking forward to that. How long's it been that you've only had 2 tables to manage at a show?
Well, so when I started doing the dry goods, I could fit everything, including my animals, in my SUV. So
you don't even
it was only like 2 display cases, and when in the dry goods there was no racks. There was very limited stock when I started doing it, so it was easy, and it just grew over the last, I don't even know how many years it's been now, honestly. Probably 5 or something, 4.
To give everybody like some context, when we were loading up, Dale, it was a lot of work for 2 of us, and I wasn't doing a whole lot of work, but those cases are heavy, and I'm not a huge dude, but I load in music gear and speaker cabinets and monitors and all that, man. You had a lot, and so it was all going into a trailer, and then the animals go into the SUV. So now you're going to be able to be back to just the SUV with no trailer?
Yeah, I have 6 more ARS cases coming to Daytona, so I will be able to do more than 2 tables. More kind of like almost like, hopefully, as long as I can get the tables booked. Now that I don't have, because we were guaranteed tables, so now I'll start booking it myself probably. But we're going to talk more about that this weekend.
I got you.
So more of a setup, kind of like Steve. Just mostly animals, but it'll be more animals than probably what I have now at a show.
When you say you're picking up 6 more ARS cases, 6 more display cases, or 6 more racks for like home rack, or like
6 more of the 3 tiers, like the cases
display.
that like
The show
we carried
display.
out to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acrylic display cases.
Yeah. So what? That's 2 more tables worth of animals, or you get those on one?
So a 6-foot table, or an 8-foot table will fit 4 of those cases. So 8 display cases completely covers the 2 tables, and I usually stack my towers on the floor on top of their display cases.
Yeah.
So with those extra 6, I could do 4 tables and spread them out just a little bit. Have a little bit of, because most of the guys don't put them right against each other. There's some gaps between them or whatever. Yeah. That way I could do like a couple, and I could have room to put the towers on the tables and stuff like that, and get away with like 4 tables probably.
Very cool. Well, all right, we'll come back around to. I got some questions about Jacksonville. You did Jacksonville the weekend before, and then straight into Daytona, right? Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah. So
We'll come back. We'll come back around. I'm gonna bring some of the other guys in real quick. Steven, what are you? Who are you, other than these two guys? Who are you looking forward to seeing at the Daytona show? Like, what's on your hit list of as an attendee of people to go see?
Definitely Brock and Winston. I really like them. They're really cool guys. So I think they're going. Just in case anybody in the chat, Brock Wagner and then Winston Smith with WHS. That was my favorite booth last year, also because they're in Sunset and everything. So
I was gonna say you did a lot of Sunset business with them last year, right?
Yeah. I'm really excited to see them.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It made me think of it. Trivia, if it ever comes in handy, my very first Instagram picture ever was the sunset you picked up at Daytona.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of at Daytona that you showed me.
Yeah, no, we're super excited. So we're gonna meet up with them. Corey from CD Constrictors. We're super excited about him. Michael from Dreamweaver and his family are awesome. And I know I'm missing people. There's a bunch. Like it's gonna be awesome.
600 tables here. At this
Jeremy
point.
and Dale. Like,
well, no, I gave you the out. I said other than those guys.
But no, it's gonna be awesome.
Nice. Jeremy, what is it like? What are you showing off? What are you bringing just to like bring the heat and geek out over with other people?
You mean like stuff that I'm holding back?
Yeah, or I don't know. Is there anything you've been like holding like for Daytona specifically?
There was a few things, but I had an offer that I couldn't refuse.
Ooh, nice. That's a great problem to have.
But yeah, I mean, that one puzzle is probably like the highest end animal that I have.
Yeah.
So the lesser spot nose puzzle.
And that one, you did not have that one at Daytona, right? Or at Tampa, or you did? Now I'm confused.
No, I don't know if I did have that one. I can't remember. Did I have that one?
I think so.
I know I had another puzzle and you sold it.
Yeah, no, it was a puzzle you sold. Yeah.
So
I had that one as announced for sale, though. I was saving that for Daytona along with some other stuff, but like I said, somebody gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse. So I'll have some cool stuff, but not, nothing like super. I'm not going to have like sunset stuff and things like that, but I'll have like some Candino Pied, some super gravel, stuff like that. Nice.
How do you, if there is any method, I'm sure a lot of it's just guessing, but what do you decide to bring to Daytona? I mean, I'm guessing you're not focusing on sort of the pet clientele. I mean, do you go big or you just do what you do? And if it works, it works. If you don't, it doesn't. I mean, do you change up anything for Daytona?
Me? I'm not very big. So I think I have like 50 animals. So I'm pretty much just bringing everything.
That's 50 that you're bringing, though. You got way more than 50 in that house.
Yeah, 50 that I'm bringing. Yeah.
And for everybody watching, some context, when Jeremy says he's not that big and I say that house, he has a separate house just for the animals along with the house. So you're big enough, man. You got
nice.
I was just saying,
I'm comparing myself to Dale, I guess.
Oh, well, I don't have a separate house for mine, so.
Yeah, he's got probably
yet,
at least triple what I have, and he's got some really, really, nice stuff. You follow him on Instagram.
I do. Dale, you've been hatching every day is something new. Like, so you got. Are you bringing? Lately, I've seen some acid clowns. Are you bringing any of those to Daytona?
I'll have, I think, 1.3 regular acid clowns that I'm bringing, and then some acid het clowns and some acid pos het clowns and stuff like that.
What about that acid ultramel?
I'm bringing them, but they're not for sale.
That's okay, because I ain't buying any of that stuff.
Money talks. They're for sale. Somebody has the right amount of money to offer.
Money don't talk to me.
Okay.
On certain things. So certain things I'm bringing that I'm going to put a price on that were potential holdbacks. but those will not have a price, and those will not be sold.
I got you. So what are you bringing the show off, or do you want to wait till the show to unveil it? Can you let us in on any of it?
Probably literally just those two to show off, like the acid Ultramel and the acid Mojave Ultramel. Everything else will probably have a price point on it. So nothing like crazy.
That's
the acid clown
crazy
stuff will be for sale. The clown genetic stripe stuff, if it doesn't sell that weekend, I might keep the girls. If they don't, but they'll have a price on them. So yeah, it just some other random stuff, but nothing crazy.
I'll be looking forward to it. It's crazy stuff to me, so I'm pumped on it. I tell you what, that acid that I got from you, that thing's eating like a man. He's at 400 grams already, man. He's just
that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
You know what's funny is I got a confusion 2 years ago. That's probably about the same weight yours is right now.
No,
so they're hit or miss. He's
actually eating now, though. He's actually doing real well. Like the last month, he's been eating every single week. But
I've got some that eat great and grow great, and I've got some that are super picky. But
really, I only have that one. But so I've got a couple.
Well, he was eating great before I listed him, so I was hoping.
Yeah, I mean he's ripping it, and he's my. So I have on my hatchlings, I get the live hoppers, of course, for them. And if they don't eat the live hoppers, I don't want the hoppers to die, and I don't have a rodent facility, so I need something to feed them up. He's my vacuum cleaner, man. He eats those little things like Tic Tacs, man. Doesn't matter if he's already eaten, boom, he's having more kind of thing.
Good.
He's good.
I have a couple questions for Dale.
What's up,
Dale? Now that you're on your own and you're just doing your snakes and stuff, are you going to be doing as many shows as you've done before, like all the Repticons and all that? Or are you?
You mean outside of the dry goods?
Yeah, as soon as you're done with the dry goods and you're just basically doing are you doing the same amount of shows?
I don't know 100% yet, so it's kind of that's partially up in the air. Okay. As of right now, probably in the beginning, I'll probably keep booking most of the shows. It just depends on whether I want to get on the wholesale standpoint, because you can go to a show and you can move all your byproduct pretty easily. Like this past weekend in Jacksonville, I packed all the cheap stuff mostly, and I took it and sold a decent amount of it, and it adds up for a close show like that. And then a lot of that stuff I'll try not to bring to Daytona, and I'll try and bring I'll bring some cheap stuff because Daytona is so big that you got people there that want normals too. So but I don't really want to put them on the table.
Yeah.
Even though they're probably double head something, but
I know.
Yeah, buy normals from Dale is what I've learned, man.
They're mostly males. So
my second question is, you're talking about, and I've seen many people do it, the two animals that you're going to bring that are not for sale. What size are those that you're bringing? And what's the largest you would bring, a holdback? I'm only asking because I thought about bringing some of my stuff that I'm holding back, like maybe the Cypress Desert Ghost combos or something like that, but they're sub-adults, and
as long as you got something that can hold them and you want to show them off, who cares? Okay. I've brought stuff on the bigger side. You just have to make sure you have a display they can fit in.
Yeah.
And if you have the space, I mean, that's what it comes down to, space and being able to put them in it. So if you want to show them off, I'd bring them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Steven, tell us about you're an attendee, I'm an attendee. Tell us about your travel plans. What do you have going on the weekend? What's kind of how do you head into this?
Yeah, so we are going to be heading down to Daytona on Friday. So like Courtney's sister is gonna like stay at the house and like watch all the animals and stuff like that. And then we're gonna be down from like Courtney, myself, Ellie, and Courtney's mom are all going to be heading down there, and we're gonna get there Friday afternoon sometime. We're just gonna kind of hang out and chill on Friday. Saturday, Courtney's mom's gonna babysit Ellie, and we're just gonna be at the show, hanging out, just meeting people, saying hi, stuff like that. Saturday night, probably the auction, but we had talked about this a little bit before the show. The auction is like people who spend money at the auction have way more money than I do. Like, it's wild. It was wild last year.
Let me ask you. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I want to have a place to like hang out with people that we know. And obviously, we can't just roam around the room in one clump of people because some are vending, people could have business deals, stuff, all that going down. I got animals to pick up, that kind of thing. But I was thinking, I know a little bit about how banquet halls at hotels run. I'm thinking of finding the banquet captain and slipping somebody a 20 or 50 or whatever and just saying, hey, bring out another table and a whole bunch of chairs and having a little area in the back of the auction. Do they have a bar? They got to have a bar in there. That's how every auction works, right? They get you drunk. And then
last year at the auction, it was pretty packed. Like, there were chairs, and like Jeremy can talk about it because your box like crushed it last year. The cash box that he did, but there are chairs, and it's like every single chair is filled, and then there's people who are standing. Like, there's not enough room in the auction part itself really to like have like another section with tables and chairs, otherwise people are gonna be sitting at it for the auction. But there is room where you can stand together and talk. They'll have the silent auction going on and stuff like that.
I gotta go check it out. Maybe I'll
and you can always step
magic. I don't know.
You can always like step right outside the room where they're having the auction stuff at too. I'm assuming it's in the same place.
They have it in different rooms. It's been in different rooms the last couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like two main rooms. They're pretty similar though.
It says to be announced still. So I mean, I wonder if they've made everything else bigger. Because what they hit up you vendors for stuff to donate, right? So
they do that mostly during the show, but I think you can do it ahead of time as well.
But they'll have a ton of if they brought in all those new vendors, they're going to have a ton of more stuff to auction too. Plus bigger attendees, I guess. I don't know. But what I'm trying to think of is like vendors are going to be finishing up the show, packing up when it's dinner time. And then the auction is 8:00. So I'm just trying to figure out like the best place to try and just get a hangout together. And the best I can think of is at the auction.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think there's definitely room for it, and it gives people a chance who want to go to the auction and experience it, but maybe don't have like $10,000 to spend on something. Like that it gives them something to do. I think that it's a good idea. Like,
I just want to
hang out on the balcony in the back there.
Oh, they have one?
Yeah.
In the auction room?
No, out back of the hotel.
Yeah, out behind the Hilton. The Hilton's huge. There's a whole outdoor area.
Oh, I know, but I can't watch the auction from out there.
No,
but the auction doesn't start till 8. So I thought you were talking about between then.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, like where to hang out until then. There's a bar there, but I last year I had a backpack, which I actually auctioned off at the end because I was done drinking. But I had a backpack.
We always bring our own beer.
Okay.
Yeah, I had like three different types of liquor bottles in my backpack with shot glasses, So
you guys are definitely invited to the table. I got you seat 1, seat 2 right there. All right, I'm going to figure it out. I guess I'll just post it on Instagram or something. I'll let y'all know. I'll go. I got some experience running around with the hospitality staff and hotels. I'll figure out how to set up something. And I might even talk to the guys at USARK and be like, look, I'm not going to be able to afford the auction stuff, but can I pay you for a little corner of the room? Just put a stanchion rope or something there. I don't know. I'll figure something out.
They have those round tables, but I'm not. Dale, you might be able to tell.
Most of them are first come, first serve. The very front ones are usually reserved for like the Bells and the big name people.
Yeah, I'll sit in the back or
1,000 years. But Yeah, but no, if you get there early, there's chairs and there's tables you can get to.
Maybe
You
my
just have to
friend,
get-
maybe my friend Benjamin can reserve the table for me. We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know. We just usually kind of wing it. We usually go to the steakhouse or like right after, so pre-reserve that or whatever, like months in advance. So we usually go to dinner, and then we go to the option afterwards. Or at least we did last year. The year before that, we just kind of I think we went to your favorite place. I think the Wing House or whatever. That was right across the street.
It was great. It was a fun experience. The story of it was fantastic. But yeah, that was anyhow. We dug into that before. Hey, while we're talking about the auction, Jeremy, give us the whole story on this. This is your segment right here, man. Tell us about it.
What the guitar?
Yeah. Shoot, I'm trying to figure out how to make you big, but not that big. You're gonna be almost.
I was there.
There you go. Now it is.
Yeah, I got it in the other house there. I got more signatures. I'm getting the Bells to do it. Eugene Bissett. Geez, I'm trying to think of who else. I got a couple other signatures I got to get while I'm there. But no, I'm just trying to beat last year's record. Last year I donated, like Stephen was saying, I donated a mystery money box, what I call it, and it won for $10,000, and then that person redonated it, and then it went for another $10,000, and then that person redonated it, and I believe it was Eugene Bissett that won it for $7,000, and then he donated the money that was in the box, which I thought it was a lot more than what it was. I think it was like $1,700 or something like that. So at the end of the day, it was what is that, 27,000 or something like that?
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. So I'm trying to beat the $10,000 record because I'm really only responsible, or technically it was my idea that brought all that in. But at the end of the day, my auction item went for $10,000. Then whoever donated it, it now became their auction item. I
believe Kim Bell was the first one, I think.
No, I asked Steve.
Or second.
I didn't think Kim Bell did at all.
I thought so. I could be wrong.
I thought he did too, but Steve told me it wasn't. He told me I can't remember who it was that did it.
Well, not Mark, but I mean Kim.
Or maybe it was Kim and not Mark. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the Bells. Kim was the one bidding on it. I think. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know for sure neither. I thought the Bells did too, but then Steve was saying it was somebody else. So I'm just trying to beat that record, the $10,000 record. I'm hoping that it does that. Not, just mainly to help out USARK and stuff, especially Florida. All the stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, we got to talk about that in a minute too. Big news on that.
Yeah, I didn't get to see you're opened up. When you opened up, you mentioned something about USARK had posted something today.
I briefly read it, but I didn't fully understand it. But it sounded good.
I'll pick it apart here in a minute. It actually goes back to something when Dale, when the guy came, there's a guy, and I should know his name, and I don't.
Yeah, that's you. That was Eugene Bissett, the guy that was talking to me at the table.
He made a really good point. Hang on, let's finish on this auction item though, Jeremy. So last year was huge, and then this year, tell everybody what you got in mind. It's not familiar with it.
After what happened last year, I was just so blown away. I was like trying to, on my way home, I'm thinking of what I can do now. It got me pumped and motivated to do something again this year.
Right.
So I actually had an idea to do like a guitar or some kind of an instrument to have signed. And then that's when I reached out to you and asked you, because I know you sell those and you deal with those.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that it's something that you actually played, being in the Reptile community. And, so it's like kind of like a game used, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And as I hear you talk more and more about it, I didn't realize how near and dear it was to your heart. So that's even cooler. For
those of you that haven't heard the story, it's just to be a downer for just a moment, but my mother was in hospice care before she passed away from cancer in 2010, and I was caring for her. I took a leave of absence from work, and I bought that guitar, and it was like my coping thing. And guitars can be like cars, like hot rods. You could buy a car and then completely gut it, completely turn it into what you want it to be. And that's what I did with that guitar. So the only original Fender part of that guitar is the body itself. All the electronics, the neck, the tuners, the pickups, the finish on the neck, the signature on the headstock, that's mine. The sticker, the decal of Lady Luck, I put that on there. Anyhow, I hot rodded it, made it exactly the guitar I wanted it to be for a sound I was going for at the time. And then, like you say, I played it for many years. But recently, it's been sitting in its case. I play a little different stuff now, and I actually found a guitar that I like to play a little differently. And it doesn't mean it's better or worse. Like I'll keep using the car analogy. People find that was an amazing car, and now I'm hip on this thing. And so I listed it for sale, but I did that thing where I kind of put a really high price on it. Like, I don't know if I want to let it go or not, but I kind of got this rule that if something sits around for more than, if I don't touch something for a year, it's kind of got to go. And I have heirlooms from my mother. So, and Lord knows I have guitars. So I put it up for sale, and that was the one. And I never I wouldn't accept an offer on it. I was like, I couldn't let it go. And when you called me, I was like, that's the one. That's what we're going to do. And, oh, perfect. We got the spam bots in here. Hang on. Let me fix this here. Okay, there we go. So
you can find love, man.
Well, hey, 69 mega. All you got to do is Google that, and I'm sure you'll be right on your way. So that was it. I was really honored to be a part of it. And I always say this because I don't want to be perceived in the wrong way. Jeremy did compensate me for that guitar, which is an incredible thing to do considering you're just going to donate it and not get another return on it. So I was always really like, I've even been torn about that. I'm like, man, I got to give something back I got to find something to buy at the auction, or at least get in on, or drop.
You know what, Adam, you promoting it the way you did, I really do appreciate that. And that's what you give back as far as that goes, because that was a lot of help,
That part,
every video since you got that commercial from Chris Eaton. Yeah, I've noticed you played it on every single one of your videos.
Yeah,
a lot. So yeah, I really do appreciate that.
Well, this is only the second time I've told the full story. And now I get to have you here. Let's watch this thing real fast, guys. It's 90 seconds. Stick through this. It's a really cool story. This is from Chris Eaton, Snakes and the Fat Man, and this is what Jeremy does for our community. And it's just plus it's just cool. It's here we go. Watch your ears for a second. It is just a little bit loud. Here we go.
Okay, so what we got here is pretty fucking cool, man. 15 Minutes of Lame Season 1 alumni Jeremy and Jeannie Baud over at Baud's Exotic Reptiles. They went out and they got themselves a guitar. Then they got that guitar signed by the original pioneering big dogs in the reptile hobby. I'm talking guys like Ralph Davis, Kevin McCurley, Brian Barczyk, the Sutherlands, Ty Park, and more. And guess where this thing is headed? To the Daytona 2022 National Reptile Breeders USARK auction. Maybe, just maybe, one of you guys could own a piece of fucking history. The only way to win this guitar is show up at the auction and bid. Help out USARK, own something bad. This is literally the only one of these guitars in the world. Get your down to the Daytona USARK auction on Saturday, August 20th at 8 p.m. at the Daytona Hilton. And bid on this guitar, support USARK, and potentially be a part of reptile history.
There it is. How cool, man! I just think it's awesome, man. So Jeremy, thank you. I want to be like the guy that like pushes up the bid, but then I'd probably win it at like 12 grand and have a real problem in my hands,
Yeah.
So
that's when you say you were sneezing or something, It's like, oh no,
yeah, no, it wasn't me. No.
He stung me.
what I will say, if somebody does buy it that does play and wants it set up or wants to know all the specs, I know you've had to disassemble it to get that pick guard off of it. So if somebody does want to play it, it might need a little love and that thing. I'm at their service. I'm all over it. I'll be there for them, kind of thing. So
I bought strings for it. I hope they're the right strings. I think
did you put them on it?
I didn't put them on. No, I was gonna see if you could do that for me.
Yeah, why don't I?
And everything. So
after the show, bring just shoot me a picture. If not, I'm looking over here, but I got piles of strings, man. I'm good on strings. I'll bring some if need be.
Yeah, because I popped one of them when I was taking it apart. I turned it the wrong way, the real skinny, the smallest string.
That's the E. That's the high E. Yeah, I'll get you set up on it so it's ready to go. Let's take just 2 seconds here. We were up around 45, 47 people. Appreciate everybody being here. It's the pre-Daytona show. I see all the comments in the comments section. I try and keep up with the guests that are on the show so that we are, bringing you the best content. I don't mind the shout outs and all that, but unless it's you that's getting shouted out, it's kind of not that exciting. So we try and stick with the content. Jeremy, Baud, Dale Richards will both be vending at the show. You can also check out their stores on Morph Market. Baud's Exotic Reptiles and Constricted Reptiles is Dale. Their links are in the description down below. You can click right through it there. And then Steven at Leviathan Snakes, he also has a Morph Market store, but his link tree is down below. You guys got to get on the link tree bandwagon with all of your content in one place. But Steven's there. Check out Steven's. All of his social stuff is there. Snakes, animals, all that at Leviathan Snakes out of Aiken, South Carolina. Brooks Landry asks, never been to the show before. Does it take a good bit of time to get through the line when the doors open? Yes, I will tell you my strategy this year is not to bother to try and get there when the doors open. I'm probably not even going to try and get in until 11:30 or noon. Man, it's a huge place, and the line is just around it. And they're old school. It's cash only, no pre-sale tickets. You just got to walk in. I guess I'm worried that they get to capacity, but I don't know. I don't think that'll happen. Has that ever happened in you guys' experience?
Not that I'm aware of.
And I mean, last year, like it was, were they still? I don't think that they did any COVID stuff last year.
I was kind of wondering that too. I couldn't remember if they did that.
They halfway forced some masks, I think, but it wasn't like strict. No, was there none? Maybe that was the year before then.
Yeah, I think it was pretty wide open. Yeah, because I remember I had my mask on, and I remember I was getting like the looks like, oh, you're one of those. Like, okay, chill out. Okay. If I want to wear something goofy on my face, I'll do it, COVID or otherwise. So, but I would say, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say for it, like we got there, I don't know, 30 minutes-ish, 30 to 45 minutes before the show opened. And it wasn't too bad once the line starts moving, but it was really hot last year. And there's not like a good space for shade. So if you don't need, like if you're not trying to find an animal that might get taken in like the first 10 minutes of the show, you're going to have an amazing show even if you don't get in as soon as the doors open.
Well, let's talk about that, because I was going to say, like, if you're that keen on a specific animal from a breeder, get in touch with them ahead of time and make the deal. Like everything I'm planning to spend at Daytona, I've already spent. Like the deals are done. I'm going to pick those up rather than window shop. Now we'll see. Famous last words. I thought I'd spent all the money I was going to spend with Dale last time, but I got good snakes, so I'm happy with it. No problem there.
There was one question earlier in the chat. I had copied it over, but
take it on. Go for it. So I'm going to pull up USARK stuff. You take this stuff real fast. You take this one real fast.
Okay, so this would be for everyone, but David Welch asked, what % of your snakes do you sell at shows versus Morph Market, direct contact, or like from social media? And does it change based off of the segment of how high-end the snake is?
First, Dale.
All right.
Me first? Okay. Yes, the price point definitely makes a difference. Low-end snakes sell way quicker at shows than they do on Morph Market. I mean, low end stuff I don't even put on Morph Market. So,
what exactly is low end for you, Dale?
I mean, if it's under $100, I don't usually put it on Morph Market.
$40
$100
double het males. Mark my words. You can pick them up there at Dale's booth.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as like your higher end stuff, will usually sell on Morph Market versus shows. You'll get that random, and it depends on the show as well. So, like shows like Tampa, you have a better chance of selling something that's a little higher than somewhere like probably Jacksonville. Daytona, you can sell high end stuff in Daytona. So Daytona's like a 10 Lee or something like that, which I haven't done any of those, but that stuff sells there. So, but as far as like percentage wise, volume wise, if you took the price point out, then I sell more at shows than I do online. So,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you just went animal per animal, then more sell at a show, like as far as the time frame, than they do online. So, like if you took that month, then and you had a show that month, or maybe not. It depends on the month, also online, I guess, but and the show. But I would say more sell. I would say more sell at the shows for the most part.
Jeremy?
Pretty much the same, but I'm not like last year I didn't have much inventory. COVID happened and a lot of stuff sold online for me. There wasn't too many shows and I didn't have enough stuff to even go to shows, because of how fast the stuff was moving online.
Well, based on that real quick, during COVID, that was a whole different thing. That year was insane. So online was, it was like shows. As quick as you could put it on there, it was gone. So, but I'm talking like this year and like standard, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, from what Dale says, it's pretty much, I guess, everything's the same with me, but I don't do nearly as many shows. The only shows that I've even been doing is just like Tampa, and actually that's only the last couple shows I've did, was just the Tampa shows. 2 years ago, I was doing Tampa and Orlando, and 3 years ago, I think I did Tampa, Orlando, and then the fire show. But I would say I have a very low inventory back then, but I always did pretty well at the shows, moving stuff at the shows. Every show that I've been going to, the amount that I'm selling and the amount that I'm making has been going up and up. Like the last Tampa show that I just did, I doubled what I did at the previous Tampa show that I did. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that because this is only my 5th year. A lot of people think I've been doing this longer, but just with the inventory and stuff like that, I would say pretty much like what Dale was saying is the shows you're probably doing more than online. I haven't even posted anything online lately. Like I think I have maybe 7 or 8 animals, and then you can see these are my hatchling racks there. All those are full. Everything that has like the tape on the front of them. So I got a lot of animals. I just figured I'll just wait till after Daytona, and then I'll start posting whatever's left online. So
you put the priority with the show versus like if it's equal opportunity, Daytona or Morph Market, you're doing Daytona versus Morph Market as far as opportunity to sell the animal, or you put them both up and just see what goes faster.
For me, right now at this time where I'm at, I just was going to wait till after Daytona to post some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Because the last time I really posted a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been selling stuff just by putting pictures on Instagram and stuff. I've been selling a lot of stuff on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've sold, I would say in the last 3 weeks, probably like 5 animals, like adult breeders and stuff, just by putting pictures up and stuff. And then people would contact me, hey, do you have this available? Then I would send them what I do have that I'm, some of my breeders and some stuff. I'll just let them know what I do have or ask them what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of been slacking on posting stuff on Morph Market. Not slacking. I just figured I'll wait to Daytona because kind of
know,
excited about Daytona. I'm here to do the show and everything, so I'm just trying to save everything. And like I said, I had a whole group of animals that I just sold that I wanted to. I wasn't even trying to sell them, but he gave me an offer along with a trade, and it's something that I really would like to have in my collection. The trade, so I ended up doing it. So.
Nice. Oh, I won't say it. Is that what you messaged me about the other night?
Possibly, yeah.
Nice. Okay, very cool.
Well, I mean, it's a lace clown. I mean, is that the
Oh,
one?
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
No, that wasn't the one. That wasn't what you messaged me about. Hey, I got to say thanks to Phil. Thanks for the I don't know, is that super? I'm so bad on social media. Is it super chat or super thanks? Any money you guys contribute goes to feeding the animals, which means I can work a little bit less and make more content. So if you want to feed a ball python, feel free to hit the super chat. I think there's a sticker too, but I don't know the difference between those things. But Phil, you're extremely generous, man. I really appreciate it. And like Phil does it a lot. Thank you. All right, Miguel, you too, man. Miguel, we got to connect at Daytona, man, for sure. I know some of the booths to find you at, but we definitely got to hang out, man.
So Adam, I know you haven't vended, like I know you vended with Dale, but you haven't sold like your own animals at a show yet. For like between Morph Market, social media, or people just reaching out to you because they knew you somehow. What's the best avenue for you selling animals?
Mine's been about 50-50. I was really surprised. I talk about it in some of my videos sometimes. Monetization on YouTube, if it's just straight ad revenue, is pretty minimal. And I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but like a really good day of ad revenue for me is $3. Like that's just the fact of the matter. And for anybody that doesn't know me, I got about 1,500 subscribers. So about $3 a day on a really good ad day. Then there's things like the super chats and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, YouTube does take their cut even of those, which is cool. That's fine. It's more than I would have had. But really where the monetization, and I do some sponsorship stuff. That's way better revenue. But the best revenue I get is selling animals on YouTube. So just like Jeremy was talking about, where he'll post a picture on Instagram, I'll talk about, for example, the newest video I did was kind of a basic clutch identification and how I work my way through it. I mentioned in there, hey, these animals are going to be available kind of thing. So, there's been a few hundred people that watch the video. They see it. But last year, I'm kind of a nut on my metrics. I sold one. It was a 50-50 split, except +1 to YouTube. So like 55-45 selling on YouTube versus Morph Market.
Okay. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Courtney and I did one show last year, which was awesome. And it was just a local show. It was in Grovetown, Georgia, which we're going to be vending again this year in November in case anybody's in the area and wants to stop by. But it was super fun. I would say that we have been really lucky with selling at the show, selling at that one show that we did, selling on Morph Market, and social media in general. I would say the majority of our stuff comes from social media. We'll get a lot of people reaching out to us about various different things. And we have been throughout this whole last year putting them on like our wait list. So like that is hopefully social media is our biggest source of it. We have 35 people on the wait list right now, with like 80% of that for people wanting sunset stuff. So
I'm interested. Yeah. And I think it's a blend. I don't think it's worth trying to do just one or the other, but that's been a surprise. Like in the 2 years I've been at this, that's been a kind of surprise learning curve. Dale, when I was vending with you, man, your phone didn't stop. There were times that Dale was just like, Adam, can you watch this? I'm like, yeah, man. And he was just perfect. Now I can focus on this. So is that all Instagram? Is it Morph Market Instagram? Is it, you mentioned also that, maybe I shouldn't mention this about, never mind. I won't bring it up, but how people get in touch with you, what works best for you, or do you just do it all and see what you can get?
Yeah, it's just kind of a mix. I used to sell a lot off of Instagram and stuff, and I guess I focus less on that now. I'll get people that'll reach out and ask about stuff, but it's once you get so many, they start coming at you from so many different ways. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep up with all of it.
Oh, good point.
So,
trying to keep all the
I try and
fun
direct it. Yeah, you start getting the messages on Instagram, and you got the messages on, and it's not only just sales stuff, but it's just like Instagram, Facebook, and Morph Market, and there's just, I don't know.
And one thing on Instagram that is once you hit the 10,000, you don't get notifications the same way anymore. They aggregate it.
Yeah,
So-
they're all over the place.
Yeah, like
I
so
can't
you don't
find
get
half
an
of them,
individual.
and I'll see one from like a month ago that it's hidden in some separate file.
Yeah,
that
so
you
it gets
have to click, and then that file's got two different things. That one says like primary or like primary. It's like I forget what it is. So you got your primary and you got your
there's a general
whatever your other one is, and then you have another file that has like two separate ones in
requests and hidden requests.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, and then if somebody leaves a comment being like, "How much is this?" and you just didn't open it up, it'll get buried in all the other notifications in it because they get aggregated. So it gets. I didn't realize how much harder it is to keep up with individual people on Instagram.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, but
it is. Let's talk about this this USARK thing real quick because it's huge news. We got 46 people in the audience. So those of y'all that don't know, from the national USARK, they seem to think that the Lacey Act amendments are off the table. I think they put it as at least for this legislative session. Things that get a lot of people's attention and rile people up are always popular to bring back to the table. So maybe we'll see it more in the future. I hope not. We don't want to. Florida is a little different scenario because we obviously have the established population of Burmese pythons. We have a climate that is healthy, suitable for animals that people should be keeping as pets and are one way or another going into our wild areas. So in Florida, we have something called the Florida Wildlife Commission, FWC. And let me give you some, now this is incredibly biased. I will be upfront with you. I can't be unbiased in this situation, but here's where USARK is vitally important. FWC is made up of elected,
appointed.
Appointed, not elected. Not elected is the important word. Appointed is exactly right. Appointed people by the government. And the chair of FWC recently has said a few things, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but you could Google, these are just about accurate. I don't think these are biased. This is a true representation of what he is saying. One of which is we're coming for your animals. The other of which is he doesn't have to take a vote. He doesn't have to consider input. He has said, and this I do quote, I'm a vote of one. What he decides becomes the law. And whether you agree or disagree with the direction that he's going, I, of course, disagree with it. A vote of one is not how our laws are ever designed to be made and shouldn't be made. That's a slippery slope towards really horrible things, no matter what we're talking. I don't care if we're talking about Snickers candy bars. That's a horrible slippery slope. So when I was, that's the kind of the context of Florida FWC right now. And USARK has a Florida wing portion that focuses on the laws. And I believe every state does, but Florida for sure. And what, when I was at Daytona, and man, Dale, I'm awful about this. Who was the gentleman that came by again from USARK? Eugene
Bassett. But Florida is the only, outside of the regular USARK, is the only state that has a separate USARK.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Because of the craziness here.
Yes.
Okay. So when we support USARK, we support essentially the lawyers that can fight these causes for us. And I know that they do a lot more. They do branding for the community, but their highest expense is hiring the very best legal minds. And I got that when Eugene Bassett was at the table. And I don't want to mess up USARK's message, but he said something that really caught my attention that day, which is why it got my attention today. Eugene said, as he was sort of walking, not away, but making a new comment or a new conversation, he said, Florida wildlife shouldn't be messing with this in the first place. This isn't wildlife. There is nothing wild about these animals. And I said to myself, that's a pretty damn good argument. So here's what USARK Florida posted today. Stick with me. I know this is nerdy stuff, but this is the deep dive stuff I like to do on my channel. And it's important because it's the old boiling frog. If you get used to a death by 1,000 paper cuts, you get used to a little thing, little, suddenly there's this big monstrous problem. So the devil is in these little details. So today they posted the judge in the case challenging Florida Wildlife Commission's prohibited species rule is allowing a particular argument for USARK to make. So I'm going to paraphrase it because it's all of that. I'm not a legal mind. However, I get what their strategy is here, and I like it. Florida Wildlife Commission is governed by the Florida Constitution. The Florida Constitution says FWC manages wildlife only. USARK lawyers are challenging the constitutionality of Florida Wildlife Commission being able to regulate our pets because, and this is their argument, because these are not wild animals. These are largely many generations removed from the wild. These are bred for specific morphs that would prevent them from surviving in the wild in any great capacity. And they're using arguments, fallacious arguments that are not based in fact. They're based in fantasy of what if scenarios as far as escapes and whatnot go. If an animal escapes and is wild, then make it a Florida Wildlife Commission problem. If it's in our care and in our proper care, perhaps it's a livestock question. Perhaps it's an agriculture question. Perhaps it's a pet question, like dogs and cats. So the judge is going to allow them to make that argument. Interestingly, Florida Wildlife Commission lawyers had asked that argument not be allowed. Whenever you're afraid of something, you try and get it disallowed in the first place. So I take this as a very good sign, and it's exactly what Eugene was saying the strategy was that they were going after. So nothing final by any means has been decided today, but in the ongoing battle, this is now going to be allowed, which is an important piece. But the fact that FWC didn't want it to be allowed in the first place is also piece to me. So that's what came out today, and that I think is vitally important. And I'm going to say thanks to the guys at USARK for sure this weekend. And I said thanks to them today, and I'm going to find some way. Hope with the auction I can spend some money on something, but if not, I'll just donate a little extra to USARK, because at the end of the day, that good legal representation is not cheap, and fighting constitutional arguments takes somebody with more than a history degree and a ball python hobby. So that's what we need. There you go. There's my soapbox. Thanks for bearing with me on that. So back to the show and back to kind of what we're all hanging out for. Steven, what do you? I know you got your eyes on something, or you've already planned to pick up something. What beans can you spill? What are you getting?
Okay, so we aren't necessarily going, and I know everybody says this, we're not going necessarily like we are going to buy a snake like we did last year. Like last year when we were getting the leopard yellow belly sunset girl, like we knew we were coming away with something. We're not like that this time, but things that I'm really interested in is lace. Like I think that lace it's a gene that I think is super cool. Like everybody's been talking about it for like this whole last year. I think it's awesome. I haven't bought anything in lace yet because I want to find the like perfect animal for it. If somebody has a lace het sunset, I'm gonna be like, I want that snake so bad. But other than that, we just bought into the Neala project and we got that boy in. So we aren't trying to spend a bunch of money at Daytona. So
what project did you say?
The Neala project. It's from South Africa. Billy had highlighted it as his morph of the week.
Okay. Never
like
even heard of that. What's it look like?
Oh, it's super cool. Okay, hold on. I'll pull up
I would
pictures.
say
Give me a second.
I've seen a little bit of it, but I'm not real sure. I think most of the stuff I've seen is like clown stuff.
Yeah. So we got a Neala clown male, and we got him imported from South Africa. I'll get pictures. I'll get it. Give me a second. Wally from
the clown version reminds me a little bit of mahogany. But
yes.
I don't think I've seen the regular stuff.
Okay.
So
I've never even heard of that. I thought I was on top of that stuff, but apparently not.
I do think that mahogany is like the closest gene to it, though the combos, like once you start stacking it with other stuff, it looks different. I particularly like the clown combos for it. Let me pull up Wally's stuff. But realistically, if we can find some really, really cool lace het clown stuff, like multiple gene female, that'd be something that I'd be interested in. Or just various sunset stuff. But
yeah, that's why I did that trade deal to get.
Did you get into sunset? Or no, it was lace. Yeah,
the lace. Yeah, because I got 3 girls that I'm growing up now that are combos, that are lace het clowns.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually getting a visual male and another het female, and I think another lace that's not het for anything, but it's a combo. It's got like Orange Dream and and some other stuff, Yellow Belly and something else, I think, in there.
Okay,
so that's why when I saw when he threw that offer at me, I was like, yeah, I can make super lace, Yellow Belly, comboed stuff that I got, so I got some pretty nice, decent females that I'm raising up.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I mentioned to you, Adam, I think it was probably the paint.
Yeah.
So I got a whole project there with that. I want to, my thing is trying to work puzzle. I wanted to see what a puzzle paint would look like. So I ended up getting a pair of visual paints. Technically, they're supposed to be recessive, supposedly, but I ended up getting a pair of those, and then I got 2 females that are double het paint typo, and then I got a male that's double het to go with that group. So, and they're all comboed too. So
yeah,
Enchy pastel, or not Enchy, but Calico Orange Dream and pastel, I think, in a mix with all those.
So when you guys, as vendors, breeder vendors, when you guys go, are you guys picking up anything, or do you have deals with other vendors that you're looking at? When you go to what do you go to? I know you go for revenue and for exposure. Do you go for pickups and stuff too, or do you have targets?
There's one that I'm looking at. I've been talking to George. He's I'm waiting on a clutch to hatch. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want somebody.
Yeah, don't let it get sold out, right?
Well, he knows I'm looking for it, so it kind of depends if he gets the male out of that clutch. Obviously he's going to hold back the double visual if he gets it, but I'm looking for like a het visual with a specific combo. So that's something I'm looking for. I think he just had the clutch lay recently, but it's not going to be at Daytona. So
right.
George
I didn't really answer your question.
Who was it? George MD or?
Yeah. You probably know.
Probably. I don't know.
Dale, what about you? You going to pick up anything, or only selling in revenue?
I don't have anything that I plan on picking up. I didn't necessarily plan on picking anything up last year either, though, but it did. So
yeah. Well, there you go. For those of y'all that don't know, this guy George that we're talking about, that Dale vends with a lot of time, and that Jeremy's talking about picking up something from. His name is George MD. EMDE is how he spells his last name. Killer stuff. Nice guy. And when I say nice guy, he's personally helped me out along the way, and he just keeps a low profile. I can't get him to come on the show. I can't even get him to film a video with me in person when I'm there. He's always like, hey, here's my niece. She'll do the video. I'll be over here. But he just works, he grinds, and he's got killer stuff, man. So check out George MD as well. One of these days I'll get him on the show, or I'll just dive bomb him with the camera. I'll just be like, George, you're up. Talk right now.
Just got to put him on the spot and get a couple drinks in him.
Oh, well, yeah, I won't say why he didn't come to dinner, but yeah, I missed him at dinner in Tampa.
I know you're picking up 3 animals there. Do you want to talk about it, or are you waiting and holding on to the secret for a reveal?
No, I will. Here's the thing. If you've, as an audience member, if you've sat through 70 minutes of this show, I mean, it's not like I'm changing any worlds or anything with what I'm picking up. No, I'll do a video about it. But yeah, I'll tell you what I got going on. So this week, not actually at the show, Brandon's in the audience. Brandon Nixon, he and I did a deal on a banana pied that will really help. And honestly, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of it, but I think I'm going to make a video on just picking up the phone, like just talking to people. Really good stuff happens sometimes, and you never know how you can make something work for both people. And that's not even to say every phone call is transactional. I don't mean that at all. It's just something came up really conversational. We were talking about pairings and odds, and by the end of the discussion, I had a snake on the way, and I think it's works out for Brandon as well. So anyhow, banana pied coming, and that will replace some het pieds that I had that I was going to put into the rotation. So that doubles odds on pieds on that. And then I have a candy project, and this one's from Jeremy Baud. I'm going to pick up a male het candy het pied pastel enchi, which will be very cool to work into my female candy project and start down the road of potential double hets there. And then actually from Alan down at Creme de la Clutch, he and I worked out a deal for, believe it or not, Stephen, from the goals show that you and I did. I still have my goals for 2022. Goal number, I didn't even know we were going to get this. Goal number 1, buy a double visual recessive. Boom, I got one coming
That's awesome.
From Alan. And I didn't intend to because I bought a lot of snakes this year, but you guys know how that goes. So that is it's a hypo pied, and it's a super pastel hypo pied. And I have a visual female ghost, and I have a visual female pied, and that stud will go to both of those, and we'll go down that path. And I don't know, that stud might go to, I could find another cool triple project. I've got a fair number of visual females. He might go to some others. So
that's awesome.
I'm stocked up for season, and I need to be done. I need to get money coming in. Not the flow, like the tide needs to change on the money flow. That's it's time. We need to be at the ebb tide right now, or the neap tide, and then we need to go back out. So that's what I'll be doing. If any of y'all want to check out the snakes, or that'd be kind of cool to do a little video of like showing off pickups. I'll only have those Saturday afternoon. My wife and son are going to take those back Saturday night, and I'll stay put. Brandon, put in the comments, did you say that you're going to be at Daytona? I saw you said you were going to hang out at a show for
social. I'm going to be there Sunday.
Pickups. Oh, Brandon, you're going to be in Daytona. All right, cool. Well, make sure we connect, man.
Also, I have the one picture of the Neala stuff ready. If you're
take us through this thing.
Okay, so this one that I'm getting ready to show, this is what Billy highlighted as his Snake of the Week a few months back, and we saw it and we were like, that's so freaking cool. It's a banana Neala yellow belly clown. And then I'll show you some other ones. Share. Okay. I don't know if it's going to come up. I hit share, so I don't know if you have to do anything.
I do have to do something. Here you go. I'm sorry. Thank you. I was watching the comments.
Yeah, so this is the animal that we saw at first that made us think that it was like super, super cool looking, just like really, really liked the colors. But banana, a Neala yellow belly clown female. And then from there, we were like looking at other ones. So like this is another one. This is a Neala spot nose sugar clown. Thought it looked really, really cool.
What's a single gene look like?
That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, it looks like mahogany. And it's single gene. Let me go. It might take me a bit to find one, but I know he's posted. That's not it. No, that's not it.
That kind of looks red stripish.
Yeah, let me go. I'm looking for it. I'll see it as soon as I.
And you're already picking these up, or you're?
Yeah, here it is. Here's the single gene. So you can see like the head being completely blushed out. This is the single gene Neala. On its own, not super impressive.
Yeah.
But this is a Neala fire clown. But yeah, so we have a male. This is a Neala red stripe clown.
So they have a lighter tannish type head,
Mm-hmm.
and the clowns.
Which
but
is
yeah.
the one that you picked up again, Steven?
Yeah, so we picked up a Neala clown male from BPM Reptiles.
Do you have
South
the picture
Africa.
of it?
Yeah, let me go find it real quick.
I was gonna say, I know you have a picture of it.
Actually, I think we posted it recently. Let me find him. So this is him. I know that the pictures are like super like close up. So the Neala stuff, in my opinion, I really want to get it in like banana clown combos. I think that that's what makes it look so cool. That's what made us want to get into the project. But yeah, we're excited about it. So
lots of questions about mahogany. Suma, has a mahogany Neala been made yet? Do we know?
not that I'm aware of. So as far as I'm aware of, there hasn't been a mahogany Neala made. But they have been working it for a while in South Africa. Like I want to say like 6 or 7 years.
Are they available online? Like, is there?
Yeah, they're on Morph Market.
Stuff on Morph Market and stuff.
Yeah. I know, like AK Morphs, they just had a clutch of like Neala pied stuff, like it's het pieds, that they posted on Morph Market. But yeah.
Shannon Peck asked, "Is it a Kodam?"
Yes. So
there's a super.
Yes. I don't think that Wally has posted any super form stuff. But it is on Morph Market. You can like check it out in there. I think it has a Morphopedia entry too. So.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dale, Miguel Garcia just put a video on Hypo Clown, so you can raise the price on those now.
Hypo Clowns.
Hypo Puzzle, I mean. Hypo Puzzle.
Yeah. I saw that. Hopefully I'll hatch some, though.
Yeah.
I got some head stuff, but the visuals, I'm waiting on the Hypo double or the Hypo head to drop any day now.
Yeah,
it drops before I leave.
I don't have Hypo in my puzzle stuff yet, but I did just get a clutch with they're going to be double head puzzle Desert Ghosts. So
I hatched some some triple hat Hypo Desert Ghost puzzles. So holding that back.
That's the other thing you were asking earlier, Adam. I also have some 50% het monsoons that they're going to prove out monsoons, but I'll have some of them at the show too. So
ooh, nice. Okay.
And they're also het pied too. They're double het. Cool. They're 100% het pied, 50% het monsoon, 50% het lavender, but one of them for sure is going to be monsoon. I kept the ones I wanted to keep out of that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I got to say, at that Tampa show, I was amazed at some of the Hypo stuff I was seeing. I think Hypo is one of the best deals out there right now, man, for price for – looks like you got a thought on that, Dale.
Yeah.
Hypo's one of those things that look
Hypo's super underrated.
They look good in person. They look much better in person than they are to film.
They are difficult.
Hypo's been around probably the longest out of all of the recessives, and I didn't jump into it for forever because the price point was so low mostly.
Yeah.
And nobody had really done anything with it. But I wish I would have jumped into the Hypo pied stuff that's coming out right now with like Orange Dream and stuff. It's some of the nicest pied combos literally like on the market right now.
Wow.
But do you really want to jump into that? I don't know.
What do you think about DP Hypo?
I already did jump into it, so there.
No. I mean, as far as like double recesses and triples and stuff, it's one thing when you pick up. I would definitely jump in Hypo. I mean, as far as like working codoms and working stuff into that type of stuff. And I've got a decent amount of Hypo now, but I slept on Hypo for years.
Yeah,
so I like it a lot.
It was actually the very first visual recessive I ever picked up. I own this one since a hatchling that's going to be ready this season. But no, I thought it was okay. And then, man, I saw it in the combos and what different people were doing with it at that Tampa show. I was like, holy cow, there we go. So anyhow, I'm kind of hot on it right now. And I'm biased. I have to be. I just spent the money on a double visual. So there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. It's a good gene. Its
Well,
price point should be a little higher, in my opinion.
I think so, and I think it's like a great topping on a ton of other combos and genes. Like it by itself it's one of those. It's okay.
It literally works with every. Once you stack it into any other recessive, it works.
Yeah.
You can't say that about most of your recessives. Some of them together, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
But it literally makes every recessive better.
Yeah.
So whenever you're making doubles and triples, it's key.
There are some that I've been like, I'm not going to say it out loud because everybody's project is their own, but there's certainly some where I'm like,
clown pies. I thought clown pies were stupid.
All right, I didn't say it, but I agree. I'm like, man.
Like, cool, you're changing the head pattern. I'm like, all right.
But now I will say, since then, I was looking, and actually Ken's in the audience at Primal Scales. Man, those clown pies that he hatched, I don't know if it's because they look like they have Enchi in them, but it's a long stretch, man. They've
come a long way since the original clown pies were made.
Yeah.
The clown pie by itself wasn't impressive, but now that you've got other codoms and stuff in it, I'm glad I'm in the project.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you got some, man. No, that's real cool. So I don't know what to say. I guess what comes after Daytona? We all pick up our stuff. It's breeding season. What's the next big shows that Jeremy and Dale that you guys are going to be at after?
Tampa's a couple weeks after the Tampa.
I won't be at that Tampa though. I'll be in Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll be in the Tampa the following month. So
I was going to say, because that Tampa show.
There's one in September and another one in November.
Isn't there a fire show like a week before or a week after that too, or something like that?
Yeah, that fire show is always like 3 weekends after Daytona. I haven't done it in like 3 years. So.
Yeah, I'm not doing that one either. I'm doing the Tampa because it's so close to me, and I have a lot of what you would call the $100 or less snakes that I can.
So Tampa, I think was the week or two after Daytona last year, and it actually ended up being a pretty good show because nobody else showed up. So
yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're all whooped. I got you. That's Labor Day weekend, I think. Isn't it like the 3rd and the 4th of September?
I have no idea.
Somebody was asking me today if I was going to be there, and when I looked at the dates, I was like, man, I'm not driving on Labor Day week. I don't want to deal with tourists, and because I was going to do like one day at the show and then go to take my stuff to Busch Gardens, but I'm not going down for Labor Day on that. But maybe I'll go in November if there's one in November that weekend.
Good thing is this Tampa show, I have animals I can't bring to Daytona because they won't have enough meals or they're still waiting to shed. I got like 4 clutches that are waiting to shed out right now that I can probably bring to the Tampa show. So
yeah, I have a whole litter of boas and highway acid clutch sitting in the incubator right now that just shed yesterday that I can't bring to Daytona. So
highway acid. Have you posted any of those pictures? Probably not if they haven't shed, huh?
Yeah. Well, I haven't posted since they shed, but I mean, I posted them when they hatched, but I hatched a highway acid. The dad's a highway acid. I hatched him like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I've seen him 2 years ago.
Yeah. So they're not nearly as crazy as you would have expected, but they look better in person and they actually age really well. You would think there was Orange Dream in them as an adult, and they're like purple and orange.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Are you working towards a super gravel acid?
I've missed twice. I've got one more.
Nice job, Jeremy.
Shot at him this year.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
that clutch is supposed to be supers instead of highways.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
One super gravel, but.
Well, look, guys, if y'all are going to be at Daytona, for sure, check out Dale and Jeremy, Constricted Reptiles at Baud's Exotic Reptiles. I hope if you're not vending, you'll come hang out. If you guys see me at the show, definitely come say hey, come take a picture. I was thinking of trying to do like a new video intro where it's just like it's like 30 people just saying proper royals or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll try and film some of that. Who knows? But come hang out, and then I'm gonna figure out like at the auction where we can hang out. If somebody's got dinner ideas, I'll jump on board with. I'll let somebody else take the lead on that. But I'm like I said, I definitely want to hang out. My family will be gone. I'll be flying solo at that point, and I'm at the Hilton, right in the middle of everything. So everybody's welcome. Come hang out. You know, you can't be a jerk, but otherwise, unless you're Jeremy. No, I'm joking. You can't be a jerk, but otherwise, you're welcome to hang out, and let's just have a blast. Thank you guys for getting together tonight. I was really pumped to be able to put this lineup together. So
hey, thanks for the invite. It was fun.
Yeah.
absolutely. Everybody's links are down below in the description, and do these guys a solid. Like they don't owe me to come on the show. They don't get paid or anything. They're just hanging out. So their time is valuable. Take care of these guys. Check out all of their Morph Market shows. And I'll see you guys in Daytona. It's Tuesday. We'll be there in, a little over 72. You guys will be there in 72 hours. It'll be a few more for me, but I'll be there.
Over on Thursday, so.
Steven, get my numbers. Steven, I'll put you in touch with Shannon. Good dude. And he's buying some cool stuff. So I answer that call, as has been my audience. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I do appreciate y'all. Special thanks to Miguel and to Phil for your kind generosity tonight. And let's go do Daytona. See you guys next week with the post show. I'm going to hit the video. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
What are you coughing at over there, Steven?
What's up?